Hello, welcome to Your City at Work. Today's guest is Ann Williams. Ann, how are you doing?
Good, thank you.
Good. Tell us, what ward do you represent?
I represent Ward 3. I serve in position 1 of Ward 3. That's the area immediately. The best description I can think of is the area around the university.
How long have you served the citizens of Jonesboro?
For 9 years now. I'm in the middle or the beginning of my 3rd term.
Okay. Now, 9 years ago, what motivated you to run for city council?
There's something I'd always been a little bit interested in. I was a political science major and always interested in politics and government. And so some friends of mine encouraged me to run and indicated they would help me in campaign if I did so. And so I ran, and so like I said, I'm now in my 3rd term.
Okay. So that begs the question, over the past 9 years, what has kept you rerunning and motivating you to get up and go to work for the city of Jonesboro every day?
Well, there have been some beginnings of some projects that I was involved with, the council was involved with, and I would like to see these projects come to further fruition. I've enjoyed watching the projects take hold, and for example, the Greenways project, which is a long-term project encircling the city as far as a walkway and bikeway. And we're still in the beginnings of that, but as each stage comes along, I would like to see that further develop and enjoy seeing that happen.
Sure. Now, serving for 9 years, you've obviously seen the growth of Jonesboro over the past 9 years. Kind of give us a little insight of what you've seen from your perspective.
The growth has been incredible in Jonesboro. With growth comes occasional problems and challenges, and traffic, for example. But I have seen the city keep pace with the growth, I think, in a very good way, as far as lights, sidewalks, streets. It's a continuing challenge, but I think the growth is something we're fortunate to have when we look at other communities that in our general area, Northeast Arkansas, that have not always been, as fortunate as we have. I think growth has been a beneficial thing for Jonesboro.
Good. Now, with talking about the growth, and you mentioned just a second ago the Greenway project. That's the kind of the product of our growth, is we get to do some of these larger products and make it a little more walkable for the citizens of Jonesboro.
Exactly. Yeah. We were able to receive the biggest grant ever. Parks and Recreation did receive the largest grant in their history, $1.3 million for the Greenways project, which will really help to make that happen.
Absolutely. Now, for the future of Jonesboro, we know what we've seen over the past 10 years as far as our growth. What do you foresee for the future of Jonesboro?
I think we'll continue to see some real positive growth. We've been fortunate to attract some really good industry here, and some really clean industry, as they say. For example, Nordex, and I think it's just the beginning as far as that company with the interest in wind energy, wind turbines, and I think we'll see further expansion and attraction of some really good industry. And we have been fortunate in that regard, that the industry that's been attracted here offers really good paying jobs, and all the industry we have had come here has all been a great asset to the community.
Absolutely. Jobs.
And I continue to see that continuing to happen.
Yeah. Industry and jobs, that's a big key thing for the citizens needing a place to work, but that also draws in outside towns and communities into Jonesboro for work.
Right. And it's something I don't think we should ever take for granted.
Absolutely.
In the economic environment that exists right now.
Okay. Well, you represent Ward 3. However, Jonesboro's a little special in that you're elected entirely from the general populace of the city. So if anybody has anything that they would like to discuss with you or contact you about, how might they go about doing that?
they can call me directly. Everyone's email and phone numbers are on the Jonesboro website, and I encourage people to call or email me if they have an issue, and people often do. I get a lot of calls, I get a lot of emails about concerning issues. Not all negative, a lot of positive things, but when anybody has an issue coming up in regard to zoning or other issues, we get a lot of calls as far as people on one side or the other. But I always encourage and try to talk directly to everybody that calls.
Absolutely. Well, Ann, thank you for being here with us today.
My pleasure.
And if you're curious as to what specifically Ward 3 is in the city of Jonesboro, you can always go to jonesboro.org. We have our city maps and a legal description of the ward boundaries available to you on our website. And again, thank you for being here with us.
My
and thank
pleasure.
you for watching Channel 24.